Was I ever?
If you haven't been watching Bridgerton on Netflix, where have you been and what have you been doing? If you have, you're in the right place, as today we have the lowdown on all the juiciest theories on what might be happening in the eagerly awaited Season 2. Obviously, this video is going to be packed full of spoilers for the first season, so if you haven't seen it, go binge it quickly and then watch this video. Let's start by getting into some theories. Firstly, Daphne and Simon aren't going anywhere. Some people have a feeling that now Season 1 is wrapped up and the couple are living happily ever after, that Daphne and Simon are going to fade into blissfully married obscurity. However, other fans think that we're still going to see quite a lot of them over the next season. This ties into the pretty much proven theory that the next season is going to focus on her brother Anthony. But theorists have speculated that Daphne and Simon are still going to be on the scene, but in a different capacity. Now that they're married, Daphne will be in a different social circle and maybe spending more time with other married ladies like Lady Danbury. She might even be supervising and assisting and helping out with matchmaking duties, as she now has a wealth of experience and success in being set up for marriage herself. If this theory turns out to be true, we'll get to see glimpses of her experiences being a new mother and the new challenges that she and her husband Simon will undoubtedly face. Something is going to happen between Penelope and Colin. Okay, so hear us out here. Fans are extremely divided about what they think is going to happen with Penelope and Colin in the second season, but everyone is sure it's going to be something. The first group of fans feel as though Penelope is going to take the season to move on from her feelings towards Colin, as she's evidently super busy being the elusive and mysterious Lady Whistledown. Secret identities are a lot of work. Their reasoning behind this ties into some of the plot points from the books. Colin moves abroad for a while, and during this time, Penelope accepts that the two will probably end up married to other people, and seeing as Colin is now due to move abroad in the TV show, it's lining up with the book's events, and fans think they've got it all figured out. However, there is another side to this coin. Another group of fans believe that the exact opposite is going to happen, and that Penelope and Colin are going to end up with each other quicker than the book's original storyline is suggesting. The fact that their romance has been strongly hinted at already in the first season makes fans believe that they're showing us this for more reason than to break our hearts when he moves away. They think that Penelope's marital status is going to be used as a plot device to move forward the storyline of what's going to happen to the Featherington estate. We are going to really get to know Francesca Bridgerton. In Season 1 of Bridgerton, we got to see a decent amount of all the Bridgerton siblings, except that one of them was noticeably missing. The youngest of all the Bridgertons, Francesca, didn't appear much on our screens at all, as after the first episode, she got sent off to school in Bath and didn't return again until the very last episode. Francesca has more scenes in the books, and in the style of the books, going through each Bridgerton sibling's love life. The sixth book is, of course, devoted to her. There is an awful lot of personality and character that we simply don't know yet, but fans have got their fingers firmly crossed that this changes in Season 2. Eloise is close friends with Penelope, as we see from their sweet relationship together, but she's also very close to Francesca in age. Some fans online have been speculating that the two might even debut at the same time, as Eloise was held back a year. This would give the show creators an excuse to give Francesca a bit more screen time and build on her relationship with her older sister. Regardless of how the creators decide to do it, fans definitely believe that there's a lot more to Francesca Bridgerton than what we may be able to see so far. We are going to find out a lot more about how Penelope was able to get away with being Lady Whistledown. So something that Season 1 didn't have time to explain was exactly how Penelope Featherington was able to become the mysterious Lady Whistledown. Obviously, because the big reveal came right at the end. They can't delve into the complexities and details of her story right at the end of an episode. However, this means that we have plenty of time in Season 2 to answer some much-needed questions. We know that during this period in time, it was incredibly difficult for women to do anything for themselves, especially if they were unmarried. A single young woman like Penelope did not have a great deal of control over her own life, and certainly did not have the chance to easily create an alter ego who runs a side hustle distributing scandalous gossip sheets. We know that in her position, she is privy to a lot of juicy info, so that base is covered. But it's one thing being in a position to know the information yourself and spread it around to your close friends, but it's another thing entirely to be in a position where you can actively print, organize, and distribute that information. On top of all that, she's been getting paid rather well for it, and women having their own source of income was not common in this era. The book books do answer some of these burning questions, and we learn that the enigmatic Lady Whistledown does indeed have someone working alongside her. The book reveals that the esteemed Lord Featherington has a lawyer who stumbled upon some of Penelope's writing and encouraged her to publish it. It's more than possible that the lawyer would have been able to navigate the publishing world far more effectively than Penelope and helped her turn her scandal sheet into a profit. We obviously don't know if the person helping her will still be the Featherington family lawyer or if someone else is going to take that role, but it's looking pretty likely that Penelope will have someone who is secretly giving her a hand. The second season is going to introduce some characters as queer. Bridgerton has been leading the way on Netflix in terms of representation and historical drama. Multiple prominent characters have been people of color, and the series has received all-around praise for its diversity. However, one element from the show is noticeably absent. So far, there hasn't been a single mention of a queer character, and fans feel as though that would add a lot to the already diverse cast. People are theorizing that having gay representation is the next step for the show and have a few ideas about which character might be coming out as queer. Firstly, people have a good feeling about it being Eloise. Eloise is famously not suited to the notion of arranged marriages and is not very interested in being set up with an eligible bachelor. In the book, she is quite a significant story arc where she enters the marriage market and it doesn't go well for her at all. This has already been hinted at in the first season, where she is outspoken and independent. Lots of theorists online are speculating that in a different move to the books, the show is setting this up to mean that she is not only not interested, but that she is gay. Fans have also pointed out one scene in particular in which Eloise might be looking interestedly at some of the female servants. Even if Eloise has not been confirmed as being gay, she is most certainly queer-coded, meaning that she is written in a way that known queer characters behave. For example, the feeling of not being what others expect you to be, not fitting in, not being able to be yourself, and wanting something else. Another theory is that her brother Benedict might also be queer. The two share a very emotional conversation over cigarettes in the dark, and the whole conversation is just loaded with this queer-coded dialogue. It would be easy to infer that this talk is two gay siblings struggling with the pressures of society and confiding in one another. There's also the interaction of Benedict with the painter Henry, and we all know how the fans feel about that. Benedict and Eloise are the two most popular votes for a queer character, but there's no telling what the creators might introduce in the future of the show. As Bridgerton has been paving the way on the diversity front, it would make sense for them to keep going with this trend and have a truly representational cast in their arsenal. But whether they are going to deviate from the book's storyline is another thing entirely. And as far as these theories go, we'll just have to wait and see.